I am Panthea Lee. I am a principal at Reboot. We are a design agency that focuses on open government, healthy information ecosystems, and institutional innovation. And at the core of our work is trying to understand how to help ordinary people have a say in the policies and programs that impact their lives. And so we work with governments, INGOs, and we're really the sort of glue between them and civil society organizations, activists, media organizations, whatnot, to try and help these different stakeholder groups understand each other and work better together. I think within the Open Cities movement, I think something that we need to remember, and I think this is actually something you brought up, Alex, is a lot of the narrative right now around open cities and smart cities is really being defined by corporations, by the IBMs, the Siemens, the Ciscos of the world, that are really selling us visions of efficient, automated, sensor-enabled cities. And what's really sort of, I think, scary and challenging about that is that really gives up a lot of our agency and our ownership of city development and civic vitality to corporations that, frankly, are driven by a profit motive. And so if smart cities are really about smarter citizens, how do we instead reclaim our agency and our ownership over what it means to actually develop robust, vibrant communities that really support the citizens, the communities that are in them, rather than signing away our rights to private actors. Absolutely, yeah. We were actually just talking at the Open City Summit around, so I don't know if you know Jane Jacobs' work. I think the death and life of great American cities is a really fascinating ethnographic account of what it means to actually be in a vibrant city and how citizens can actually work together to, for example, to take care of each other, to support each other's development, to do community policing. We don't necessarily need predictive policing. We don't, because we know the challenges of using data to take decisions for us that inherently already have biases, whether it's in terms of racial discrimination or whatnot in them. And so I think that Jane Jacobs did a lot of work in Toronto, and I think what's happening now with Sidewalk Labs and the conversation there, I mean, she'd be rolling over in her grave if I think she knew, or the sort of what the city of Toronto is how the city of Toronto is working with Sidewalk. I think it's somewhat problematic, but it's also been really interesting to see how the city of Toronto and how citizens and civil society groups are actually saying, actually, we are going to draw a line here. This is too much for us. So. I would really like us to stop thinking that we should let technology make decisions for us. And what I mean by that is I think sometimes we romanticize technology, and oftentimes we think that technology can make better decisions. Technology knows better. Artificial intelligence sounds very sexy. It's almost like artificial intelligence is smarter than we are. But I think we need to, as citizens, think carefully about what values we want to live by, both in our day-to-day lives and in our communities. And what I mean by that is so many of us, I think something that's really challenging about the Smart Cities movement is we can lead really really sort of energy-intensive lives, but then have our buildings in the background reducing our waste. That's or if we take a look at data about, if we just plan our movements within cities around which neighborhoods are dangerous, we can end up perpetuating harmful misconceptions about different types of people and different types of communities. And so I think we need to, just really question whether or not it makes sense, or what decisions it makes sense to leave to technology and what decisions we need to take as citizens. So that's something that I hope we stop doing, the outsourcing. And then something I think we're starting to do, but I think we should do better. I think the vision that private companies are selling us is, and these notions of sort of e-government, smart cities, whatnot, requires the use of data and technology at a volume and at a scale that the public sector has not yet, that the public sector is often not accustomed to. And so what that means is, I think we are often sort of signing away our rights, and I think that we really need to start asking better questions around the biases inherent in the decisions that are taken by the private sector. And I think we're having interesting conversations about algorithmic accountability. And I think we need to have more of those, because I think oftentimes when we say, when policymakers start talking about tech, we assume that we don't know anything, and that's just not true. And so how do we have more nuanced conversations around the decisions that are being taken in our name, and have better public scrutiny on those decisions that are being taken by private companies? And so I would like to see more of that.